Elliana, remember what I told you. Until you turn 20, never show your beauty or your talents.
For 15 years, I had lived by my mother's final words. I made myself look plain and acted like I knew nothing, just to blend into the background. But today was my 20th birthday, and I was ready to let go of the old Elliana and showcase my true self.
Elliana, what are you sneaking around in here for? It's Miss Jones's wedding day. If you don't show up, people will start whispering and potentially tarnish the Jones family's image. Go to the front hall, now.
Melody Ahmed. This maid had never been polite to me. Since my mother passed away, I have been locked away in this side room for 15 years. My stepmother, Kira Jones, along with my father and Kira's illegitimate daughter, Paige Jones, immediately took control of the Jones family and seized everything. I'll go change.
What's the point? With that ugly face of yours, no dress can save you. Move it! The Evans family's already here.
Guess now ain't the time to show my true face. The Evans family was the most powerful in Ublanto. Cole Evans, their heir, was a business genius. Paige was the city's favorite socialite. Of course, their engagement was all over the news. People called them a perfect couple, a match made in heaven. Every compliment in the book was used to describe them. Social media was going wild. Everyone was waiting for their grand wedding.
Elliana, darling, I got you a beautiful new dress. Why didn't you wear it?
Hello, Mr. Evans.
Well, Elliana, you've certainly got your own style these days.
I knew this had to be Cole, the mysterious heir rarely seen in public. Seeing him up close was something else. Tall, sharp, and ridiculously handsome. Look at her, ugly as hell, and she dares to drool over Paige's fiancé.
What a disgrace. Get out of here. Let's check if we missed any documents for the marriage registration.
Of course. Mr. Evans, the system says you're already married. Your wife is listed as Miss Elliana Marsh.
How can this be happening?
This can't be right. There has to be an error.
This doesn't make any sense. There's a mistake.
But the system shows Mr. Evans' marital status clearly.
The screen showed Cole and me as husband and wife. The date went back 2 years.
Care to explain, Cole?
I'm just as confused as you are.
Confused? You signed a marriage license and have no idea how it happened?
Beats me. I don't know either. No one has any reason to suspect me. I was neglected since I was little, confined to the loneliest corner of the house. I barely finished primary school and lived in a room no bigger than a storage closet. I was also mocked for my appearance for years. To say I secretly ran off to Bogand and married Cole in private, it sounds utterly impossible.
This isn't real. Divorce her immediately and get Cole married to Paige today.
Right. Getting Cole and Paige married takes priority. I'm afraid Cole can't marry Paige. The Evans family has strict traditions. A man can only remarry if his wife has passed away. The one walking down the aisle today has to be Elliana.
You can't be serious. Everyone in Ublento knows I'm the one meant to marry him. And now you're swapping me out for Elliana?
Paige is meant to be Cole's rightful wife. That pathetic brat doesn't belong anywhere near him.
Darling, sorry about all this drama. You bitch! He's mine! How dare you call him that? Take a breath, Paige. Where are those polished manners you take pride in? Cole, you can't leave me. No one loves you more than I do.
As an Evans, I'm expected to uphold my family's traditions. I won't be the one to tear them down.
Ruben, surely the engagement never stated which of your daughters would be marrying into my family. Now that Elliana is his wife, the deal still stands. I hope you'll understand. Don't push me to go against the traditions my family have followed for generations.
Cole's 100 million dress strung with over 400,000 diamonds and pearls was meant to be the star. Paige had dreamed of wearing it down that aisle for as long as I'd known her. Kiara and Darren knew the Jones could never match the Evanses, so they'd scrape together 500 million just to keep up appearances. To marry her off in a way the whole city would talk about. But in the end, it all became mine. There was no mistaking Cole's reputation. Dangerous, decisive, and impossible to predict. I knew better than to get careless. I dare not take it lightly. To this day, I still have no idea why I became his wife, and I must find out the truth as soon as possible. Kiara, Darren, and Paige could only watch as everything they'd sacrificed for sparkled on the wrong girl. Rage nearly knocked them off their feet. A swarm of reporters buzzed outside the Jones family's mansion, hungry for any crack in the story. Cole ignored the commotion and took me away on his private jet.
Mom, is my dream of becoming the wife of the wealthiest man truly gone?
Absolutely not. Cole won't tolerate being trapped like this. Elliana was shoved into his life.
You mean she might not make it through tonight?
Once Elliana is no longer in the picture, Cole will come back to you. Just wait.
I'd only just met Cole today, but I'd heard every story about him. They called him cold-blooded, even ruthless, a man who destroyed anyone who dared cross him. Those who opposed him either disappeared or lived to regret it. I had no intention of provoking a man like him.
You had no trouble talking earlier. Why so quiet now?
It's not like I plan to marry up. I just can't shake this bit of unease.
Unease? You called me darling in front of Paige like it was the most natural thing in the world. There wasn't a hint of unease then. You're also not as clumsy as you pretend. When Paige lunged at you, you moved like a trained fighter, not a scared girl.
That was just instinct.
We'll see. I'm just waiting to see how long you can keep up the charade.
Could Cole really accept me with such an unflattering makeup look? Mr. Evans, what are you doing?
Tell me, what do you suppose newlyweds ought to be doing on their wedding night?
No, wait!
Could you explain what you were trying to do?
I didn't want to give you a lousy experience.
No worries. Your face might be a mess, but that body's something else. I'll just switch off the lights and take my time enjoying it.
This bastard really has no shame. Have you completely lost it, Cole?
We should make some noise.
Excuse me?
Grandpa's panicking that I'll leave you alone at the wedding night. He planted someone outside to listen in. If we don't put on a show, they'll be stationed at our door every night until you've got a baby bump.
I can't believe you. You asshole. If making noise is so important, then go make it yourself. Ah!
Honey, you certainly know how to make some noise in the bedroom. Well, is it your plan to keep lying there? To make me wonder if you were just playing hard to get.
If Cole dares to mess around now, I'll definitely make him regret it. After I shower, Cole stretched out on the bed, his pajama top hanging open intentionally.
Honey, come to bed.
How about we talk for a bit instead?
About what? The way you tricked the entire Jones family?
Or maybe how you mentally embraced yourself into marrying someone you can't even stand before setting off to the Jones family's residence. So, a deal. I'll keep your admirers away from you, and you don't interfere in my life. Once this is sorted, I disappear. Fair? What happened? Why am I here? I fell asleep on the couch.
Honey, you climbed into bed yourself.
I would never.
Actually, you did more than that. You stripped me down, cuddled up to me, and had your hand on my chest.
Shut your mouth.
You even whispered sweet nothings, calling me darling.
You're a disgusting liar.
Am I? I took some videos. If you think I'm lying, go ahead and watch for yourself. Is everything all right?
And watched myself sleepwalking, crawling right into his bed? You recorded this? Why didn't you just push me away?
Because you're not done yet. Play the next one.
My stomach twisted, but I tapped the next clip.
Honey, don't you think this is a little excessive?
One more word and I'll spank even harder. This time, my limbs were wrapped all around him.
You're adorably fierce. How was I supposed to resist?
I couldn't take it. I tore off the covers and sprinted into the bathroom, slamming the door.
Honey, Time's ticking. The elders are waiting to meet us. Better get moving.
What do I wear?
I've got you covered.
Where are my glasses?
Just try not to give my grandpa a heart attack with that haunted doll look.
He grabbed my hand and led me downstairs, where the entire family was waiting, their eyes cold and sharp.
Elliana, let's get the formalities over with.
He walked away with a dismissive air.
The whole family is at the breakfast table. Do join us.
The atmosphere was heavy, like a courtroom before a verdict. I knew Irene was up to something. She's always been the type to hide her venom behind a smile.
Elliana, do you realize the entire city is practically counting down the days until Cole ends up a widower?
Actually, I haven't really kept up with the news these days. I could see the frustration in her eyes. She thought she could rattle me, but she was wrong.
Let me get straight to the point, Elliana. Cole was supposed to marry Paige. You were a last-minute replacement, and that caused a storm online.
She was trying to make me feel guilty, to make me think I was the one causing all the trouble, but I wasn't falling for it.
The gossip's gotten out of hand, and it's dragging down the Evans Group's stock price. Since you're now officially Cole's wife, it falls on you to protect the Evans family's reputation.
What makes her qualified to be the matriarch of the family? This family is packed with scholars and high achievers. How's someone like her supposed to lead anything?
Irene's son, Jeff, was just like his mother, spoiled, arrogant, and quick to judge.
Jeff, that's not how we speak to family. Alusha is Cole's wife, and she deserves our respect.
Trinity was even more dangerous than Irene. She knew how to manipulate people with her kindness.
If my wife doesn't deserve your respect, then maybe I don't either. Is that what you meant?
I didn't expect Cole to stand up for me, but when he did, I felt a strange sense of relief. Irene has a point. As the family's matriarch, I should take charge. I'll handle the online mess myself.
Elliana, there's something crucial I'm entrusting to you. You can't afford to fail. Understand? Elliana, you were pulled into this marriage against your will. The public scandal surrounding the Evans family isn't something you caused, and it's not something that can reasonably be placed on your shoulders to repair.
I was surprised by Ruben's words. I didn't expect him to be so understanding.
Still, Irene did have a point. The matriarch of this family should have both integrity and ability. It can't be someone who never completed elementary school. Because of that gap in your education, I'm giving you 1 year to catch up. I'll make sure you're enrolled in the best school, and by next summer you'll need to take the STs and earn a place at a university.
Okay. I could see the surprise in everyone's eyes. They didn't think I could do it, but I was determined to prove them wrong.
Dad, isn't that a bit much to expect from her? Yes, it's hard. But the woman who leads this family must endure pressure. If she can't handle this, how will she guide a household as large and complicated as ours?
I knew Ruben wouldn't back down. He was determined to make me prove myself. Elliana, you see, Ruben clearly has faith in you. If you ever hit a wall with your studies, I'd be happy to help all the time. Thank you, but I won't be needing that. Ruben, I may not have attended school recently, but I've been studying on my own. I want to sit for this year's SATs. I could see the surprise in everyone's eyes. They didn't think I could do it, but I was determined to prove them wrong. You heard correctly.
Cole, have her registered to take the SATs at Kent High School. Understood.
I knew Cole would follow Ruben's orders. He was a man of his word.
Do you have a study plan? I could set up a tutor if you'd prefer.
I'll take care of the studying myself. But today, I want to visit my family.
Considering all that happened yesterday, it's probably best you go back and smooth things over with your family. Take Cole with you.
Cole, put together something thoughtful for the Jones family. Make it generous. Come on, let's go.
I couldn't believe what had happened last night. I had undressed Cole, curled up against him, and stayed there the whole night.
It was beyond embarrassing.
What's running through your mind? You're blushing so much. Honey, didn't you just beg me for hugs, kisses, and to be lifted into the air like a princess? Want me to do so right here?
We just laid down the rules. Why are you pulling this crap again?
Wasn't it your request? I figured you had some big reasons, so I played along.
Why the heck would I ask for that?
Another video recording?
Come here, darling. Give me a kiss and a hug. This hug.
Thanks for the lift. Catch you later.
Call me if you need me. I'll swing by to pick you up later.
Elliana, you two-faced. What sick game did you play to hook Cole? Paige, you must have forgotten. I didn't lift a finger, and then Cole became my husband. Believe me, I'd love to pull a few tricks, but I just didn't get the chance. Oh, and just so you know, Cole and I slept together last night. What can I say? That body, that strength, those skills. Paige, it's a shame you'll never get to experience that. Rita, my mother and a medical prodigy, had always been sensible, never one to cause drama. Even when she discovered Darren had an affair and even an illegitimate daughter, she had decided against confrontation, choosing instead to pour herself into researching medical treatments. Then one night, a fire had torn through the Jones family home. Acting decisively, Rita had dragged me to safety, whispered a few final words, and run back into the flames, never to return. I was determined to find my mother. I knew she was still out there somewhere, and I was going to find her no matter what.
Mom, what do I do now?
Be patient. Once we capture those compromising photos of Elliana and spread them online, let's see how long the Evans family holds on to those absurd traditions.
What are you planning?
We'll do this.
Mum, get more guys involved. I want Alicia ruined, utterly gangbanged.
Elliana, darling, I reserved a private room at Royal Club. Let's have a family dinner to celebrate your recent marriage.
Sounds wonderful.